Whoops. Okay, is my mic doing better now? I didn't even have it pulled down yet. It was still up. My mistake. As I was saying, my friend Bush put me onto this coat for the warlock. It got that nice mink on him. That nice. We went hunting. I'm professional. Hell yeah, I'm professional. The fuck? Until I get enough videos in the algorithm to pop off. You guys, we're gonna do it homegrown and organic. Cause I've already shown my hunter looks so raggedy, but because I've already shown I can edit properly. So, but nevertheless, how's everybody doing? It's been a while. It's been a while. I've been working, school starting back up again, so I had to, properly allocate funds for that. So that happened. But nevertheless, we are in here. And like most things, true. No, that is true. You are actually right about that. Because the last maybe like 3 weeks, in Georgia, the last like 3 weeks, it's been either no, it hasn't been either anything. It's just been raining sporadically the last 3 weeks in Georgia. And anyone who does streaming knows that it's never a good idea to stream in the rain. Like unless you have some powerful internet, maybe like some fiber optics, you don't want to stream in the rain because you're just gonna get a whole bunch of fucked up communications trying to stream in the rain. But nevertheless, you know, I've been watching other YouTubers just looking around, popping in at an edge stream and stuff like that. And the general topics that I've heard the last couple of weeks have been interesting. There's the whole fat thick, what's it called? Yeah, the whole fat thick swim fest that happened in Houston. That made its rounds around the internet. If y'all don't know, it was essentially like a giant pool party, emphasis on giants, where there's a whole bunch of like morbidly obese, fat black women in a pool partying, right? And the only thing I had to say about it was that like the few black men that were in that crowd of fat black women need to be sent to the shadow realm. They need all the black men that were at that. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Donovan Williams. A swim thick. All the black men that were at that swim thick event need to be sent to the shadow realm, sent to the gallows immediately, because it's shit like that has all these sloppy, melted snow cone built white women, Hispanic women, and Asian women coming up to black men with the pride and the power of war bloodied, bloodlusted Vikings. They're just like expecting to get dick, And I said this before, and I think it was the Discord, that the more I look at the dating scene, the more I realize that it's not dudes like me who are fucking shit up. It's not the dudes who are like 5'10", husky built, a lineman built dude. It's not us. It's you skinny and tall niggas who are out here fucking anything and everything. Anything and everything. It's you tall dudes, it's you skinny dudes just out here railing anything that has these chicks losing their minds. Because someone put, because I think about it, right? Like, if you go and watch that swim thick shit, right? I guarantee you, all as big and as nasty looking as all those black women are, I know for a fact I know for a fact, I'll put it in Discord. I know for a fact that those women, most of them aren't virgins. That means that some nigga at some point saw that sloppiness and said, "Yeah, I still want to hit that shit." And that's something that we don't really discuss is that a lot of these women get these ideas because there's men of a certain look who justify those ideas by giving them sex. They justify giving them sex. It's always the way I see it is that people only do what they've been allowed to do. It's because I've gotten away with robbing the store that I keep robbing the store. It's because I've been getting dick from tall niggas that I now think that tall niggas are my category. And we don't shame these tall niggas who do this shit enough. We don't. Like what? Like why are y'all fucking 300-pound women to the point where these women proudly proclaim, "Oh yeah, what was it? I remember I saw a post that said, BBWs and skinny niggas go together." I'm like, see, that's on you. She didn't say she didn't say niggas like me. She didn't say niggas like me. She said BBWs and skinny niggas. I'll try and find it. Let me find it. Where's the clip now? Damn, where is it? No, she didn't say that shit to me. But it's crazy. A tyrant. Just type in swim thick in YouTube. You could probably see it because it's been going around. Like some big bitches. These women look like offensive linemen. You know, the fuck is this? Oh, these people look like offensive linemen. And then the thing about it is that like on YouTube and all these red pill spaces and shit like that, is that people will say, "Oh, where do these women get these ideas that they deserve men who are 5'10"?" It's because the niggas who are that tall are sleeping with those women. That's where they get that shit from. They get that shit from the fact that the dudes who they say they want, at some point, those dudes have knocked them down. Because it reminds me of a joke that Chris Rock said. And he was like, "Men can't go back sexually, and women can't go back in terms of lifestyle." Right? So the type of sex a guy has, if he has and the example he gave was uh let's say your girl sucking your dick and she keeps sucking after you bust. Once that happens, that's your new standard. Now you can't go back to just sucking dick and dodging the cum shot. Like, no, I gotta go to suck my dick and keep sucking after I come, right? Same thing with women. Once she gets with a guy who's of a certain caliber, or whether it be financially or physically, now she thinks, okay, well, since I got it once, I can do it again. And I'm realizing the only reason every battle makes you stronger. And I realize the only reason why these women come on here saying this shit is because a lot of you skinny niggas, a lot of you tall dudes are out here knocking these women down like bowling pins. Inflating them with dick ego. And it's crazy. It's madness. cue the fucking 300 movie. This is madness. This is it's madness. It's complete. Exactly, Friedman. LOL. I fuck Drake. Nah, exactly. It's niggas like Drake out here doing that type of shit. It's not the normal guys. It's not the fat dudes. It's not the big guys. It's not the blue collar men. It's you. It's either you rich dudes, you good looking dudes doing that shit. It's funny. It's the good look. It's funny how it's the highly coveted guys fucking all this trash in women that has these women thinking that they can get anything they want. Isn't that wild? You'd think that the men who are perceived as the most desirable would be the hardest to get, right? But no. The dudes are out here fucking, and clearly y'all fucking anything. You guys clearly are, because some of these women I've seen open their mouths about what they demand in men. There's no way you could have looked at that and said, "Oh yeah, that's quality." Yep, there were a couple black men in that crowd. Disgusting. No, I'm gonna keep getting on y'all tall guys until y'all stop messing up the dating pool. Stop it. And you know, having said this, segues into another topic too. You know, recently Ed did a video about the whole. They do, and then the fun thing about it too is that when you call them out on that shit, they'll get mad. Like when you tell skinny, tall black dudes, "Oh, I know you fuck hippos," they'll be like, "Nah, man, I don't do that shit," and then you see who the baby mom is. A melted snow cone. And you know, having said that, Edward did a video today about how he ran across the whole men with mics propaganda, right? Which I've been talking about for a while now. I think maybe my second to last actual edited video was on this phenomenon of people, both men and women, trying to silence men from having opinions and trying to stigmatize it, right? Like, oh, these niggas want to start podcasts, right? And the more I thought about it and the more I looked around on the internet, I realized that so many people are invested in, how do I say this? Okay, I'll put it like this, right? When women had the ability to say what they felt, right? Society didn't say anything. So society didn't take it seriously. So society didn't immediately make campaigns to silence them. Over the last 50 years, women across TV, media, newspaper, blog, literally any form of communication that there's been over the last 50 years, women have gone to it to say some of the most outlandish shit about men dating in the world, and no one batted an eye, right? Come 2020, 2021, 2022, almost 2023, men now, your average man now has that ability, or is now starting to exercise it, right? And society is losing their fucking minds. To society is telling them, how about you guys go and build something instead of talking on mics? And then realizing this, the best example of this I can give is the reactions to Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan. You would think these men committed war crimes with the way people respond to these dudes. Like you would think these men were like Nazi war criminals in Auschwitz. The way people act like these men have, like, you know, done some crazy. You would think like, oh damn, The Tate brothers, did they kill somebody? Nah. All they did was say that women are not equal. That's it. And it made me realize that humanity has, maybe it's a built-in fear, maybe it's, something built upon the idea of keeping a system in check, but humanity has this fear of when too many men start to disassociate with the general program or essentially voice their opinions. They have this fear of it. And ideally I would say, okay, I expect the women to have that fear because women, like I said, over the last 50 years have been cultivated in this social environment where they believe that they are better than men inherently. We see it all the time. Again, like I said, women have been saying the most overtly sexist shit on TV and the internet for the last 50 years, and nobody cared. So now women today think that what they say is no brainer. Like they think that what they say is completely, normal. But then when they hear men say it back, it's how dare you, right? But what surprises me is, let me not say what surprises me. What really irritates me is the men who try so hard to prove Andrew Tate. No, I'm not saying prove them wrong, but who try so hard to be contrarians to what Andrew and his brother say. Like they try so hard to do the some but not all. Well, maybe it's they try so hard to say the same shit these women say. They try so hard. And it's like, my guy, we're both men living in the Western world. I know you see what he's talking about. Why are you here lying? Why are you here trying to play like it's equally happening on both sides? Why? You know it's not. You know it's not. But you will see these guys in the comment section. I'll give a prime example. Abba and Preach. Like those two have such an issue with Andrew Tate saying shit. But the thing about them is that they themselves have gone on record saying that they know that men, like the younger men, are disenfranchised, but they themselves have no interest in providing alternatives towards that. Their whole that's the part about Abba and Preacher I don't even fucking understand. It's like, I don't know if y'all recently saw I think Abba did a video with Sneeko, and the entire video it's Abba telling Sneeko, yeah, the world's fucked up, but you can't be mad about it. Essentially, like yeah, the world's fucked up, but in my part of the world, we do this, we do X, Y, Z, and it's like, look. If you can't provide a better alternative to the messed up conditions that many men are seeing, why do you have such a knee-jerk reaction to men then rebelling and responding toward it, towards that disenfranchisement? And better yet, why is your reaction so strong now that men are rebelling, but when it was women, it was just passe? Because again, the same people who are complaining about Andrew Tate and all these podcast dudes, when women were out here saying, when women were out here saying the wild shit that they say, these niggas weren't saying that shit. It's like society has a fear of men thinking, because the more you think about it as a man, the less and less a lot of these conventional traditions make sense to you. Like, for example, I don't know if I told you guys this, but my mom has been haranguing me about marriage, right? She's told me, oh, when I was your age, I met your dad and we had you. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But in my mind right now, marriage is the farthest thing in my mind, right? And she just can't get it. Like, she doesn't understand. Though to her credit, I mean, she is Nigerian, so I know why she doesn't get it, because to her it's just, bing bang bong, get married. But I'm looking at the greater landscape, and I'm like, fuck no. You know what I mean? I'm looking at like what marriage entails for me. I'm like, this shit makes no fucking sense. I didn't know that a wedding ring for the average person, a wedding ring is like, I think maybe it's like 1/3 of their yearly income. For the average guy, is put in a wedding ring. I didn't know that shit until like 2 days ago. 1/3 of your annual income will be put into a wedding, into an engagement ring, and mind you, that's just for her ring, not yours. While she gets a whole diamond, you get a gold band, and that's just the wedding ring. And then in the United States, I don't know it's out, but in the United States, traditionally, it was the father of the bride who paid for the wedding, not the groom. But we know for a fact that most men today who are getting married are paying for their own weddings. Right? So let me get this straight. I'm supposed to partake in a system where off the bat I'm paying an exorbitant amount of my yearly income on a diamond ring that's not even for me, it's for her. And then I'm supposed to spend almost half I think on average some of the on average weddings are like 500, not 500, maybe like $100,000 for engagements. So I'm like, so I'm supposed to pay almost $100,000 on an engagement, and then I started to look around and realize that marriage in the West isn't promoted to men as a thing to do, and it's just it's as a glamorous thing. Like, marriage in the West, it almost entirely circulates around the predilections and binaries of the bride. It's her day, right? It's her day, but you're paying for it, right? You know what I mean? It's her. All the media will say it's her special day, but you're paying for her. Every kiss begins with K. He went to Jared. He went to Jared. Shit like that. And then you're just there paying for the shit. Like that's all you get is I paid. That's it. All you get is I paid for it. Like, I didn't know this, but apparently there's a show called Bridezillas. You know what that shit is? It's just literally out of control brides married to cuck husbands who won't keep them in check. That's literally what it is. And I'm like, hell no. I don't want any parts of this type of shit. And then maybe you'll say, okay, well, Arinze, or Arinze Eze, you aren't, American like that, which is true. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, and what I've been saying for the last 4 years on YouTube is that the American zeitgeist that's been incubating for the last 50 years is spreading across the globe. It's not just you guys and your women who think like this. It's not, like I said it before. If the American if the American issues with gender and laws and shit like that were things that were primarily only in the US, right? If these issues were only happening in the US, I wouldn't be as gung ho as I am about it, because essentially I know that I can escape to Nigeria or leave the country and it won't affect me. Like, I'd be like Cole from Infamous. Oh, the beast is coming. I'm leaving. Right? But it's not. The world is becoming more globalized, meaning that we're starting to share each other's ideas across the globe. These ideas that people today in the U.S. are like, what's going on? Those ideas are being shared in Japan, are being shared in Korea, are being shared in Istanbul, are being shared in Greece, are being shared in Nigeria, are being shared in South Africa, are being shared in Ghana. They're being shared across the world. So I can't just escape to the continent and think like, oh, okay, these ideas are gonna stay in America. No, they're coming to the continent. I mean, I remember I told Ed that, and Ed told me, well, I mean, African men are in charge over there, so what you gonna do about it? I was like, it's not up to us because it's media. And lo and behold, 2 years later, what happens? Of that trash ass Woman King movie, where now they have the Dahomey trying to save all of Africa from European slavers. It's like, what? But where did that come from? The United States. The United States, right? And so, like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, like, no. And then and with all this being said about marriage, how it's worked, how it's promoted to men, and all these other things, it made me realize that a lot of the people who come at men for not staying on program, right, for not just giving in, right, for asking too many questions, for talking too much, they don't have any desire to change the circumstances that would make young men say, I'm not doing this. All these married dudes talking about marriage this, marriage that. You ain't never heard one of these I got married and you should too ass niggas tell you about how they're going to the state senate and trying to change marriage laws. You've never heard dudes like Anton tell you how with all his millions, he's making a campaign to change paternity laws. He just tells you to get married, nigga. You never heard these dudes say that shit. They're just saying get married, nigga. But people like Ed and I have said it over and over again. If you want marriage to change, if you want men to look at marriage as anything more than a debtor's prison, you have to promote marriage the same way you promote it to women. Women look at marriage as the day that they can be the main protagonist. They look at marriage as the day that they can be the Queen of England. And all you are as the man is just, the pauper. And then people really thought that men were gonna keep on doing that shit. And that's not even, and mind you, I haven't even touched up on on the fact that like so many of these marriages end up with the dudes getting financially cuckolded when divorce happens. Like there's so many institutionally bankrupt aspects of marriage that it's like, how can anyone still tell men you're wrong for not doing it when there's so many negatives? What did Freeman say? Yeah, if I get married, it's gonna be cool. No, yeah, because I mean, like my mom and dad got married in a courthouse. So my parents had two weddings. They had the traditional wedding, maybe like years later, and but for the American one, they got married in a courthouse. You know, but it's like to anyone that doesn't have that traditional background, right? Like just look, just look at what you're being asked to do. This shit doesn't make sense. And the thing about it is that I already know women don't care. Like that's part of it that I don't even care about. I know women don't give a flying rat's ass about how much of debt you put yourself in as a man to fulfill that thing. I know they don't care. That's why I don't even try to. That's why I don't get dudes who try and argue women about this shit. Like these women don't care about that shit. They do not care that you essentially go into debt trying to marry them. They don't care. They've been sold that every kiss begins with K. He went to Jared. They've been sold that shit for maybe 40 years, 50, hell, maybe even 60 years. They don't care. But to me, it's the guys like Anton, it's the guys like Clarence, it's the guys like Boyce Watkins, it's the guys like Umar, even Tariq Nasheed, saying all this shit, and I'm like, my niggas, y'all are talking about marriage, knowing good and goddamn well how much of a fucked up deal that is, and when men who are single speak on it, all y'all can do is say, well, nigga, just do it. Like, it would be one thing if the dudes who want to push marriage so hard went to their state court and pushed bills to change how family court and divorce court functions. But these dudes aren't even doing that. Married men in America aren't making any changes to make marriage less of a raw deal. All they're doing is either complaining about it or telling unmarried men that they ain't shit for doing it too. What did Friedman say? It was just 5K. Huh, 5K sounds reasonable. Let me look up what the average marriage costs. Wait, because 5K sounds reasonable as hell for a marriage. Well, not marriage, for a wedding. My correction. Wow. Friedman. So I'm looking at it now, right? And the average marriage differs from state to state. But in Georgia, the average the average wedding is $19,000. The average wedding. In Florida, 15,000. Delaware, 23,000. DC, 27,000. So you got off. Yeah, like in Arkansas it's 12,000, West Virginia 12,000, Mississippi 13, Kentucky 13, Oklahoma 13, Tennessee 14, Mexico 14, Montana 14. The average wedding is $20,000. It's $20,000. And that's not even including the engagement ring. You got married at a super discount, essentially.
I am not your vanguard and I give no orders, only a warning. The pyramid ahead is not like those you
Like you got married at a super discount. You super efficient.
guide into it, not beckon to it. This domain belongs to a dark entity, unknown.
You paid 4 times less than the average marriage. The average wedding. I keep on saying marriage. The average wedding. But when these married guys like Anton and shit tell you, oh well, real nigga does, they don't want to, like, they do not want to tell other men what's really going on. They don't. And that's the part that really gets me. The fact that there's so many men ready to tell other men, hey, nigga, stop thinking, stop talking, just do it. I know it's fucked up, but just do it. It's crazy. People are more mad at red pill dudes for speaking than the fact that women commit paternity fraud. I've always said this. I've always said that women are fundamentally worse than men because out of everything that men and women can do as far as committing acts of crimes against each other, women are the only ones who will do one of two things that men don't: paternity fraud and lie about rape. Men do not lie about getting raped. Women do. Men do not commit paternity fraud. Women do. And like Ed said in his video today, the United States, the U.S. in all 50 states has no contingency legally in the books on paternity fraud. A woman can fraud you out of 18 years of your time and money on a kid that isn't yours, and nothing will happen to her. But then you have dudes out here telling you, just do it. But then you have men out here telling younger men, you shouldn't be mad. Dudes like Abba and Priest telling Sneeko, you shouldn't be mad about it. Like, nigga, what? Do you see what's going on right now? Like, do you see how rigged the game is? Like, the game is so fucking rigged, and you're telling me that I'm wrong for being mad about that I should calm down? That I should calm down about it? And then not only that, it's so rigged, and the women are in on it. But I should be calm about it. I should be angry. Society keeps on telling men to stay calm about how we're getting fucked in the ass. Like, I know it's mad, but that red pill shit is angry. It's wild. Like, people are more concerned with red pill talking points and the manosphere than the fact that all this shit happens. And that's the part that's really fucking irritating me. It's like, y'all are so fucking mad and angry, and you want these red pill dudes and mass dudes to stop talking. But the problems they're talking about, you know good and goddamn well you have no intention of fixing those problems. You have no intention of changing the laws. You have no intention of putting women on trial for those fucked up things. But you can tell me, hey, all that red pill shit, nigga, all that red pill shit is dead, nigga. That shit's dead, nigga. All y'all incels. I'm like, all right. We're all incels, but y'all are paying for kids that aren't yours, though, right? What the first name, last name said? I was. £400. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Wait, what did Freeman say about 400? Oh, well, I can't even go back that far up. Our parents. Oh, what's up, good pencil? You know, and that's what's getting me. Like, it's like this widespread conspiracy to just have younger men just keep on going on that chopping block and getting our heads cut off just to keep society running. It's a conspiracy to tell you to gaslight you. Like when I was watching that Albert and Priest thing when he was talking to Sneeko, it was irritating me how everything that Sneeko was saying, Abba was like, okay, but it's not all. Okay, but you could be wrong. Because I'm like, nigga, it doesn't matter. And what matters is that this thing can even happen. And that so far it can happen with no punishment, no contest. This was only one perk off the god roll. Shit. Yeah, first name, last name. Yes, they will. I see it all the time in Atlanta, Georgia. Tall, like over 6 foot tall, lanky black dudes, and then it'll be like a short stack fat chick right next to him. Yeah, no, I saw that too. First name, last name. Every concern, every concern that Sneeko had, that was legitimate. That was systemically a problem. Abba was like, okay, but you can't get that mad about it. Okay, but it's not all women. Oh, okay, but in my community here, we do X, Y, Z. I'm like, nigga, it doesn't matter what you do in your community. It does not matter. And you want to know why it doesn't matter? Because the two, and you know, funny thing about it, right, is that all these conversations, all these YouTube channels from Pearly, from Pearly, all these things, they don't matter actually at all. They're not gonna do jack shit. You want to know why? Because these, the reason these problems exist are because of two parts of the country that these podcasts and people involved in these podcasts have no power in. Those two parts are the education system and the greater government. All the shit we're talking about as far as the transformation in relationships, in marriage, in interpersonal interactions with women, all that stuff was changed at that level. From academia through the government, it got changed. So listening to someone on a podcast regurgitate statistics isn't going to change how things, what's going on. It's not. Because things didn't get this way because of natural progressions. Things got this way because they were orchestrated that way. In the 90s and in the late 90s and early 2000s, when every teacher was giving young boys Valium for quote unquote ADHD, that wasn't a issue of the people. That was the government. In 1972, when Title IX became a thing, that wasn't the people. That was the government. When the Tender Years Doctrine became a thing, that wasn't the people. That was the government. All these podcasts aren't changing the government. You're not challenging the government. The only reason why these podcasts even exist today is because of COVID. Not organically, because I can tell you right now, in 2019, in 2019, the dynamic that we see today was nowhere near happening in 2019. It was nowhere near happening. In 2019, women were able to lie so hard about how they were struggling because no one really knew. Only those only those who were in power knew how bad women were struggling in 2019. But once COVID hit and those jobs disappeared and you got sent home with no money, everyone saw, oh shit, these girls are poor. Like, these girls are out here living paycheck to paycheck. It wasn't because of Kevin Samuels didn't change anything. All Kevin did was showcase to men things that men already knew existed but didn't want to believe. All he did was put on the front page things that women said they never did or thought about and said, no, y'all do think this way. And then what happened was that now you have dudes like Abba and Preach, like Mr. Let Go, et cetera, et cetera, who, you know, I don't want to say are part of the problem, but who are very tied into that conditioning of that we have to protect the system as it stands that will attack men who try to change, who try and question it. Because again, as much as people hate Andrew Tate, the majority of the things he says they cannot negate, and that's why they get so mad at him. Like the whole thing about what is it? There's this whole thing he says about cheating, right? And of course, women hate that, but then also the dudes hate that. Oh, so you can cheat, but she can't, right? And the thing about it that cracks me up, right, is how people are acting like, yes, high value men can cheat. Because you want to know why? You want to know why they can cheat? They can cheat because the women they date would rather sacrifice monogamy in favor of security. High value men get away with all the shit they get away with because women don't have the integrity to stand on shit. That's why they get away with it. But no one wants to address that part about it. No one wants to be like, oh, well, why can't high value men cheat? I can cheat because she won't go anywhere. I can cheat because she values my money, my access, my clout more than she values being my only woman. And that's why I can cheat. They don't want to say that part. And and of course, Tyrant. I mean, also of course, they always frame this like women don't cheat either. In fact, it's funny you say that because when you think about cheating between men and women, oftentimes when women cheat, it is it is pushed with the narrative that well she only cheated because you weren't doing something for her. Oftentimes when women cheat, it's pushed as the idea that I only cheated because I wasn't being satisfied at home. That's how it's pushed when women cheat. But when men cheat, it's oh well, you had no reason to cheat. You're a low down, dirty dog, etc., etc. But the reality is that the reason why high value men can cheat is because the women they're with would rather still have access to their resources than just have their monogamy. That's why these men cheat because these women aren't going to go anywhere anyway, and they know that. The men know that, and the girls know that. But if women started coming out and saying, "Yeah, these men cheat because we won't go anywhere," not only does it make them look bad, but to the guys that aren't in that upper echelon status, they're like, damn, like that's some black pill shit when you think about it, right? It's like, oh yeah, a woman will let a guy cheat if he's rich. Yeah, she'll let him cheat. Cause imagine you're not that guy, and you care that much about how women date, and you realize that these women essentially, for the most part, have no integrity, so they will stay with the man who cheats on them because he's rich. Neo provides this. Do you mean Neo proves this? Do you mean proves, Donovan? No, no, exactly. No, the same thing, Tyrant. It's like these high value men can cheat because at the end of the day, in that relationship, the power and the value is so. You know what, Friedman? I don't drink, but I've heard bourbon is a very nice tasting alcohol. I mean, honestly, I do not know why celebrity men get married. I really don't. I truly don't understand that shit. Like I truly don't understand why celebrity men get married. I don't get why you even do that shit. Because again, you have so much money and so much status that you could have a girlfriend for 10 years and she won't go anywhere. She won't care that you won't marry her. Again, like I said before, the issue with women in dating is that so many of them have no integrity. So they buckle at the nearest sight of a good-looking dude or a fat wallet, and that's what fucks them in the ass. That's what fucks it up for them. If you put a Jeremy Meeks looking dude in front of a girl, all her standards that she has for guys like me or somebody else disappear. If you put a guy like Jeff Bezos in front of her face, all those standards vanish away. And it's because they are willing to sacrifice their integrity for for money and good looks that they always get put in these bad situations. They don't even need to marry. That's the thing, though. It's been proven time and time again. If you just have, like, if you're a celebrity, there is no reason why you should. There is no need to marry a woman if you're a celebrity. There is none, because any woman you're with, she's gonna stay there. She's going to stay there. It's like she's going to stay there. Like you cannot marry her, but then treat her like well, and she exactly and she'll stay there. Exactly. Women's morality is negotiable. Their integrity is negotiable, and that's why they get so mad when these dudes that they negotiate with say, you know what, I'm gonna break the contract because I can. Like, you know, have y'all ever seen those movies or like shows, right, where in the show the main protagonist is a girl, right? And she's dating a very attractive guy, like, you know what I mean? And the guy breaks up with her, or like cheats on her, and then the entire show or movie becomes about how after he cheated, his life got so bad, but hers just went up. In real life, that doesn't happen. In real life, the guy that on point dude that cheated or dumped you, his life only gets better. Yours usually gets worse. You notice that shit too, right? Yeah, like she'll be dating a guy, he cheats, but he was like, very good looking or very rich, and then in the movie, his life goes to shit after he left her and shit like that. It's like, in what world? In the real world, those guys' lives either stay the same or get better. It's this lie. It's this lie that, like, again, media. It's this lie that media regurgitates over and over again. And it regurgitates this lie to, I don't know, maybe it's to assuage the fact that women have no integrity. I don't know what it is. But it's wild to see. And then the thing about it too is that if you let women talk enough, they'll tell you how many different ways they're prostitutes in a way. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've seen so many TikTok shorts or clips where women are like, oh, well, I don't fuck for free, or this guy doesn't buy me things, or et cetera, et cetera. Essentially admit, or no, my favorite one is when I see dudes or women say shit like, as a guy, you need to get with a girl that you can afford. I'm like, so are we officially going to admit that women have a price? Can we just officially say that women have a price? Because all this, I don't fuck for free, date who you can afford, all this shit is just telling me women have a price. And if they have a price, just say that. And if they have a price, just say that. Just say that women have a price. Yo, who? Just say you have a price. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you look at you like, you know, if you look at evolutionary biology, right? You realize, and many have said this before, that women use sex to negotiate with men. Women use sex to negotiate with men, and that's across all mammalian species. They use sex to do that with men. So so in reality, when you look at humans, all women, all women to some degree behave like prostitutes, because all women to some degree use access to their bodies or the chance of it as a way to exchange for things. The issue comes in was that, you know, human beings, we have this thing called morality. It's this pesky thing called morality that makes that issue, that makes that part of how we behave an issue, right? Because like if I know I can buy a chick, it'll change how I view her, and vice versa. If these women no they have a price tag, it affects how they view themselves. Ooh, let's go. And the thing about it too, Freeman, is that, you know, hypergamy realistically is only supposed to work in a system where women do not have the ability to ascend the levels of society as men. So in a society where women do in fact and can in fact work in the same capacity as men, hypergamy is actually obsolete. It's really just laziness at this point. Because the question then becomes, okay, so what status do men have in society that women can't achieve? I would say that yes. I would say that that's true. Lion. Oh, I got another one. Ooh, I got pinned. What do you guys say? Because it's their only currency. Yes, it's their only currency. Freeman said that's how women are messing up. Women are just being hypergamous for the free. The cock household does not come with a 401k plan, sweetie. True. True. I mean, I think the way who was, I think it was like Ed or someone else said that, like, you know, women who are smart cash out their chips early. Of the dumb ones keep playing at the casino table. God damn it. Okay, looks like Ronaldo has mad kids and only two. Talking about Ronaldo, the player, like CR7 Ronaldo.
5 minutes remaining.
God damn it! I was on a roll.
I can't argue the numbers. Your opponent
Cristiano. What,
outscored.
how many kids? How many kids does he have? I mean, ask. I mean, Tyron. You know I can't aim. Yeah, yeah. I know who CR7. I know who CR7 is. Between him and Messi, I really don't know who's the bigger goat. That I think like in the in the Hall of Fame of soccer, it's like yeah no I have full auto. It's like it's like in the Hall of Fame for soccer, it's like Rolandinho, Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona. I need full auto. But I'm not trying to pace my shots with this gun. It's a high. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Oh, do you mean Neymar? Do you mean Neymar? Stupid ass. Do you mean Neymar? I mean, I would say so. I mean, I haven't looked at their careers per se. Oh, god damn it, they got me. No, the chunky, the Rolandinho, Ronaldo with the bald head. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, the last thing I remember watching of soccer was I think when not actually no you're right yeah like the last thing I remember of soccer was when Germany won the World Cup. I watched that World Cup, and then I read about how France won against Croatia in the recent one.
This is wonderful. Shut the enemy down.
Oh, he got me. That plays the place for Bayern Munich made good mad goals. Okay, okay. Stupid. You know, but you know the soccer stuff aside, that's just what's been on my mind. It's just like it's just crazy how so much of society doesn't want men to fucking think, doesn't want men to make the best deal for themselves, and then not only that, but blames men for the fact that women don't have the integrity to not allow certain things to happen. Like again, oh word, it's like that.
Almost won.
God damn. That's how you feel, bro? Like, shit. Okay. Oh my goodness. But he didn't hear me though. Like he couldn't have heard me, right? Like he didn't see. I stole that kill, player. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I stole that. Oh, I missed the headshot. And I walked through a fucking nade. Wait, I'm trying to go to the DR. Who's going? Uh, right now the only things on my docket to do is go to Dragon Con
So many guards in
and
the same ring. A loss happens. What you do now is what matters.
let's talk about it in general. Uh, hmm. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. In general, like the places I have listed that I want to go to, probably like for business, definitely I have to go back to Nigeria for business. You know, I have some family things since I'm the eldest son. I have to go do with that, and then after that, probably I'd love to go to Tokyo just to just to see where some of my favorite you know anime come from. You know what I mean? Just to be in that area, just to be in that city. I would love to go to Japan when the cherry blossoms are in bloom. I would love to see the cherry blossoms be in bloom in Japan. I'd love to see that. Outside of that, maybe the Bahamas, maybe a Caribbean country, maybe maybe Tyrant and I will go take a trip back to St. Lucia. So show me around St. Lucia. You know. uh, he don't. He don't want to go back to St. Lucia. You don't want to go back to St. Lucia. Well, you don't want to show me St. Lucia. So you don't want to show me St. Lucia. Oh shit! Oh, that was funny. Um, ooh, that was funny. I might get attacked. I mean, it's not Jamaica. It's not Jamaica, right? I know Jamaica is like what, number 3 most dangerous countries in the world. Then again, I'm going back to Nigeria eventually, so and that's like 10. I heard Belize is nice, but I also heard those women look like I that skin tone almost women that nice oven roasted brown skin on Belize women. Yahweh's ghosts. That oven roasted, that perfect medium temp oven roasted brown skin on those Belize women, where it has like the nice red undertone under it, scrumptious, scrumptious. Because like my ex, she was a coolie. She was a coolie, right? So like her grandfather was Indian, her mom was black, etc. Right? She's dark skinned, but she has that red undertone from being Indian, my God, like I would just love staring at her because she just looks so nice. And I know for women in Belize, it's like the same makeup for them in Belize, but even more so because they're so proximity together. I mean, that's how like for example, the way I see it, right, is that like a dark skinned person is well done, right? That's how I see it. A dark skinned person, like I'm well done. I'm if you don't know, I'm dark skinned, so I'm well done, right? Then you have people who are from like who are like from like Sudan, right? They're like they're like charred, a good char skin. Then if you want to go whiter, you have pink, medium well, So that's how I do it. You thought I was Indian? Tyron, what? Are you drunk? Are you drunk, Tyron? I've been to your house. You've been to my house. What do you mean you thought I was Indian? Delectable. Yeah, like honestly speaking, I might I might actually end up with a Jamaican woman because so far I've had like three, and I just keep running into them. But the problem is like Jamaican women are like a 50-50, bro. Like a true mix up. You either get the ones that have common sense or the ones who are on some like paternity fraud. I have 3 kids by 4 different men type shit. It's no in between. True. So I mean, so have I. Lion, I agree with that. Like, I think my attraction to Hispanic girls came from the fact that like the high school, middle school I went to it was multicultural, and a good chunk of the population were Hispanic girls, and so many of them were built like black girls. So it was like, you know, I didn't see a problem. They had asked to, but the problem with Hispanic women are these 3 problems. For some reason, so many Latina women have that Wolfman syndrome. Like talking about like Bear Grylls, lumberjack, hairy as hell. I don't know what it is in that Latino DNA that makes them like fucking hairy like that, but like they be hairy as a motherfucker. Like straight wolf man, like Wolverine, you know, ha- like rawr, Wolverine hairy, right? Right? I know. I saw that. That's the first thing. Then of course it's the whole thing with like their culture is damn near inherently anti-black. Like mejor de raza is real. Like mejor de raza is real. So it's like, okay, so if I get with a Latino chick, there's like a good 80% chance her family will have an issue with her being with me. And quite frankly, I don't have the patience to deal with that shit. Like I will beat Abuelito's ass if he talks shit. I will rock your poppy's jaw if he gets reckless. I don't care. So I don't have the patience to deal with that shit.
So many guardians in
And
the
then,
same ring.
and then the third thing
What you do
is
now
that, like,
matters.
for some reason, for some reason, when Hispanic women hit like 35, maybe like 40, their bodies go to shit. Like if they don't work out, their bodies disappear. I think I heard a joke where someone said like, yeah, Latinas look good until 35, and then they look like SpongeBob SquarePants, and I couldn't get that out of my head, because that's so true, and I don't know what it is. Like they will look in shape, flat stomach, hips, through all their 20s, and then hit like 35, 40, and just turn into a refrigerator. I don't know what it is. Like, and it's you know what, Friedman, it probably is that indigenous body. It probably is that Mesoamerican, you know, like, like for example, I don't know if y'all ever watched the movie El Dorado, right? It was like a great old school Pixar movie. But remember that Aztec girl named Chell? You remember her?
Rumble.
Remember in the movie called The Road to El Dorado, the girl that helped out Miguel and Julio, Chell? Oh, I guess I'll just be taking this. Yeah, the Queen of Thick. A lot of Latina girls will be built like that, and then like around 30, it disappears and shit. Oh, what the hell was that? Yeah, first name, last name. If you, it's an old Pixar movie called The Road to El Dorado, and like aside from Julio and Miguel, the main characters, there was a third character named Chell, who essentially was their help. And Chell, the way they drew her is on that same it's on that same thing of like Mrs. Incredible thick, just hips, like hips. Oh, DreamWorks, okay, DreamWorks, yeah, DreamWorks, just hips, like, and they had it being like, a nice oven roasted brown, just hips. Like that's what I want. But I know for a fact that like that's a time bomb. Like she will look that good until like 35, then all of a sudden she becomes like a fucking fridge. I'm playing like straight ass right now. I am not concentrating. Stop running. You stole my kill, you heathen. You swine. Yeah, it came out in 2000. I mean, most good cartoons do though. I'm not surprised. Like the 90s and 2000s when like all these studios still give a shit. Now it's just, oh, you're behind him? Oh shit. Die, 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 die. Stupid ass. Oh, another one? Oh, he has to block it. Oh, you missed. You suck. Wait. Okay, yeah, you suck. About another one? Yo, can I chill? Can you wait? Wait your turn. But yeah, like Come on. Turn that corner, I dare you. What the? Did I miss the shot? No, Lion, I refuse to support GTA until they make GTA 6. Y'all need to stop playing GTA Online. Because if y'all keep playing that, they have no reason to make a GTA 6. Y'all gotta stop playing that fucking game. Oh, did they announced it? Oh, never mind. I take that back.
Wage war like a true titan.
That's hilarious, given how non-woke that game is. Like GTA has been a very heavy cancel culture game. That's hilarious. Trying to make that shit woke. Get out of that corner. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I'm surrounded. Y'all are not gonna pin me like this. No, that's not happening. Oh, he got me. Wakanda 2 edition. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Wakanda, I find the new movie so hilarious. It's so hilarious. You want to know why? So first of all, you have Latinos who are happy to be seen, right? And it did, watching, put that shit away, and watching the oh yeah, wait, that didn't kill me. No, it's going to suck, but like watching the reactions towards it, right? It made me realize that people who really talk about representation and shit usually have self-hatred issues. Like usually those people hate themselves on some degree, because it really blows my mind how I'm seeing all these people happy, some even crying, that white people are now representing their own culture in a movie. You know what I mean? Like it's odd to me that you're so happy that your history is being shown by another group of people, that makes you feel so validated. It made me realize that, yeah, like to be someone who's really gung-ho about representation, you have to have some level of self-hatred, whether it be in the past or currently. Because quite frankly, like whether or not you celebrate my culture, it's still my culture. Like I still derive pride from it, regardless of whether or not you see it as such. But the way I'm seeing these Hispanic people, just like, oh my God, they're showing the Aztecs, yay, I feel validated. It's like, so y'all niggas really do hate. I mean, and I always knew they did, right? But it's like, to see it just in real time is amazing. It really is. And then also, it's funny to me how essentially they just turned that movie into like Black Panther, but it was like about like I guess the intra-tribal issues, right, and legacy. They turned Black Panther 2 into essentially Aztecs versus Africans. So black people versus brown people, and everyone is cheering. Like people don't even see how literally making Neymar the Submariner Aztec just made it into a race movie. Literally, they turned Black Panther 2 into a fucking race war. And the funniest thing about it to me is that it's ironic. It's ironic how after the father died and after the son died, right? After the two pillars of patriarchy in that society died, the moment it gets handed to the woman, they get invaded. So after the patriarchs disappear and matriarchy begins, they get attacked by a patriarchy. I'll say it again. After the patriarchs died and the matriarchs take over, they get attacked by another patriarchy. I mean, it's hilarious, man. It is really hilarious, bro. And the thing about it is that I had so much hope for David Kugler, but like he needs to stop this shit, man. Like, god damn. Right? In no time after T'Challa and his dad died, and then Sir became Black Panther, a patriarchy came in there and said, "Oh, women in control, run that shit. Women in control, run that land, nigga. Give me that land." Oh yeah, we predicted it. Like I predict that they will make Suri get into a relationship with Neymar. You know, like it's fucking funny to me. It's like okay, so the father dies in Avengers, the son dies in Black Panther 2. We give it to the women. Then the moment the women get the kingdom, a rival patriarchy comes and attacks them, and then submerges the entire city. Like if that's not art, I'm gonna tell you life. I don't know what is. If that's not art, give us a hot take on Manosphere. Give us a hot take. Okay, so my hot take is that the Manosphere is overwhelmingly full of cucks. That most of the men who are talking here, quite frankly, don't have the will to actually change shit. That these niggas don't really want to change shit and don't really desire to change shit. They just want women to stop out of this stopping. They just want laws to change out of this changing. And aside, these niggas aren't saying anything new. You know, me and my friend Tyrant, we have this long-running joke that all these Manosphere Red Pill dudes are on some Eminem 8 Mile shit. You're saying the same shit that he said, just saying the same fucking shit over and over and over and over and over. You know, I think he put it. I think he put him in Italian Tyrant. Yeah, saying the same 2 + 2 = 4 type shit. You know. 2 + 2 = 4. 8 divided by 2 = 4. Saying the same shit in different ways, thinking it's revolutionary. That's my hot take. Y'all niggas ain't serious, and y'all aren't saying anything new. You're saying the same shit, the same uninspired shit. I've yet to see a dude in this space talk about how how the systems of control from the government down have created the environment you live in. It's still the women are this, the women are that. I'm like, I get it. The women ain't shit. I understand, but they're only ain't shit because the government allows it. Dude, you got to understand, They were grown. Yeah, bro. I was alive when Black Panther 1 came out. I was alive. That shit was embarrassing. No, he's not. First name, last name. He's not wrong. There, when Black Panther 1 made that much money because it tapped into the latent self-hate and insecurity that most black people across the globe have. That's why it made $1 billion. The movie was not good. Black Panther 1 was not a good movie. It wasn't. It was basic. But black people have such self-hatred issues that just seeing themselves, behind a white thing made them feel better. Like, I'll give you an example. Do y'all remember that movie? That movie? What they was called? It was called Shang-Chi and the Secret Rings. Remember that movie? I think it came out like last year. The Chinese actor who played Shang-Chi, right? He said it's about time that Hollywood put an Asian man in a leading role. That he had never seen that before in his life, right? Mind you, we've had so essentially this Asian dude said that up until white media made an Asian character for him to play, right? That niggas like Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and Bruce Lee didn't exist. They just didn't exist. Like all these male Asian actors who came in here with their own studio crews, their own style, their own everything, don't exist. They don't exist because they weren't pushed by white films. That's what I mean. That level of self-hatred is in every non-white person. Almost every non-white person on the planet has that level of self-hate, and they don't even realize it until shit like those movies come out.
So many guardians in the same ring. Loss happens. What you do now is what matters.
They don't realize, I would say 99.99% of all white people of all non-whites, have that level of self-hatred where it's like, oh, if I don't see myself supported by white people or put on by white people, right, then I don't feel that is valid. And that's what I saw. With that whole Aztec thing in Black Panther 2. It was crazy seeing Latinos who, for the most part, don't speak their native Aztec tongues, right? Don't practice their native Aztec cultures. Are all fucking Catholics. They're all Catholics, saying, "Oh, representation." I'm like, representation? Y'all don't even live like those people anymore. Y'all don't even like do anything within that realm of that culture anymore. Y'all are completely westernized, whitewashed. Y'all are all fucking Catholics, speaking Spanish. I remember one time in college, I asked this girl, I think she was like Honduran. I asked her, okay, so what's her native tongue? Do you know what she told me? She told me Spanish. I'm like, no, Spanish is from Spain. What's your native tongue? She didn't know. She didn't know. I dare you to go speak to any Hispanic person and ask them what their native tongue is. Watch those niggas say Spanish. And people call African Americans conquered. Shit. Shit. Bree was a good pick, but crazy. But no one likes Bree. My mom never created something. Yeah, no one. Brie Larson, she fits the look, but like she has that white men are evil, and I'm a white woman still though thing, and no, I like that's just irritating. And then plus Marvel has never made a Captain Marvel character that people like. But when I saw Black Panther, I wasn't like we was kings, oh lordy lord. That, Smirko, stop. Smirko, stop. Oh, and you know what? I find very interesting too, right? Is that I watched BGS's video on the origins or the history of matrifocal societies, right? And outside of the blatant bullshit that BGS tried with me, right, in the comments, what I do find interesting, right, and what it made me realize is that the efforts of guys like Tariq Nasheed and Umar Johnson are fruitless. Because watching that video made me realize how nothing they do is going to matter until black women approve it. And black women will never approve it because more and more black men are not trying to sign that agreement. Like dudes like Umar and Tariq are literally fighting the wind because it's never gonna change, right? And it made me think about like what are the core differences between a matriarchy and a patriarchy, and what I realized is that both of them are still the same. It's just that the main difference, right, is that who does what, what roles are given to which person. That's the difference, right? That's the difference. What roles are given to which person, right? And in turn, and by getting those roles, what responsibilities do you have within the group? What I realize with African American culture is that women have no responsibilities, but they have the controlling say, and that's why it's not a matriarchy. Oh, I missed the rocket, and that's why it's not a matriarchy. Within let's say within the Jewish community, right? The Jewish women are the matriarchs. They have a responsibility to cultivate the children, pick the proper men, etc., etc. And when they don't do that, right? And when they don't do that, they get held fully accountable for the failings of their choices and actions, right? So with the power of having masculinity, you have to take responsibility and accountability for where the people, for where the group ends up, because you have the controlling say and decision, right? But within the gynocracy, the women have no accountability, but all the power. Let me see what y'all are typing away in the chat at. So you asked a pretty good question. First name, last name, you said, how far apart are you in Americanization from the so-called ADOS FBA? No shade. Okay, so I'll be very honest with you. When I was younger, right, I had it was let's say I would say when I was younger, maybe like before like 14, it was like a 1-to-1. I didn't see myself as different. I didn't see my identity as Igbo in my younger years. I didn't see it. It wasn't until I went to Nigeria for the second time when I was like 13 and met my grandmother before she passed away. and like lived in the like went to the village and all that stuff, did I start to understand the difference between Eidos and me. It wasn't until then, and it definitely wasn't until it was shortly before that happened when I was in class at middle school, and it was like Black History Month, and one of our teachers, Miss Howard, she's old enough to where she was actually there during the civil rights movement. Maybe she was like maybe like in her 60s when I was being taught by her, right? And she was telling us, from her experience what happened, right? And I looked to my left, and I can tell you the classroom this was in. I can tell you like the part of the desk where I was in, everything. I looked to my left at one of my classmates who's African American, but his name was Sanchez Wright, and he looks at me with a straight face and says, "Oh, I'm not black. I'm Native American." I remember him saying that, and like it made me like it set off a bomb in my head. I was like, wait, nigga, what? Like, we're sitting here during Black History Month, being educated by a woman who lived through the civil rights movement, and you say to me, I'm not black, I'm Aztec. I'm Aztec. I'm not black, I'm Native American. And like that just set my head on fire. I was like, what the fuck? I was so confused. And then so shortly after that, I went back to Nigeria, and saw like my village. I saw my mother's village and my father's village, and realized, he's right, but not for him. He's right for me in a way, because like, yeah, I'm not African American. Like, this is what I am. This is where I came. This is where my family comes from. Right? So ever since then, I've made that distinction. I wouldn't say no, not loyalty. It didn't set it off. It made me realize that there is a difference. It made me realize that, because up until then, I didn't see us as different. I didn't see us as that way. I just saw us as, I was like, oh, like growing up, I was pro-black. Like I didn't see us as different. I just saw us as we're all black. But those two moments made me realize, oh wait, like this is deeper than skin color. Like we have different histories, we have different stories, we have different issues, and I'm doing myself a disservice by trying to combine my issues with y'all's and not understanding either. Like, if I combine mine with y'all's, I don't understand mine's or yours, because yours is completely different and mine is completely different. So it didn't set off that loyalty, because my parents always told me I was Igbo, but seeing it for myself, going to the village, walking on the ancestral burial grounds of my forefathers that haven't been touched in like generations in the village, made me realize, okay, yeah, we aren't the same in that capacity, if that makes sense. To answer your question. So like, am I Americanized? Definitely. I'm not like, I'm very different from those who were born and raised and never left Nigeria. But in the same frame, I understand the nuances in not being born there and being born here, and vice versa. Because the thing about it is that a lot of African kids in my situation, their parents don't teach them jack shit. So they walk around just knowing basic shit, like, wearing Ankara clothes and all that stuff. They don't know like the history like that. Like, for example, up until I was like maybe a senior in high school, I didn't even know that Nigeria had a civil war because my parents didn't tell me. And they didn't tell me because if you know about the Civil War, the Igbos were the ones that were targeted during the Biafran War. Like I think maybe 2 million of us were killed. So they didn't want to tell me that shit. But it wasn't until like I asked my dad because I had a project where the teacher was like, you know, tell me an important event in your history that I was like, damn, I don't know anything about my history in that way. And then I remember, you know, when I told my dad that, when I asked my dad that question, his eyes lit up, like, you know, like as if he'd been waiting his entire life to tell me all these stories about how he lived through the war and what he saw and what happened. I remember he went to I think it was Kinko's when it was still a thing, and printed out like maybe like a 50-page paper from the general Ojukwu who led the Biafran War about his political stances and how he was inspired by the revolutionary tactics of men like Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X. And if you go and look up the Biafran flag right now, you can see the influences or the shared ideologies of independence that the General Ojukwu took from the Black Panther Party and stuff. I didn't know that shit up until then. So, yeah. So to answer your question, man, y'all are chopping it up in the comments. Let me chopping it up. Okay, let me see. Where did this? Okay, wait. Let me catch up. Okay, yep, they just need to have Spectrum, humble Captain Marvel. Yeah, I agree. Spectrum, Monica. You know what's funny is that instead of as much as Marvel cries about diversity, instead of giving the black woman the title of Captain Marvel, which it was a black woman's first, they gave it to a white woman. The first Captain Marvel that wasn't a man was Monica Rambeau. Not Carol Danvers. Not Carol Danvers. Tariq gone too far. Smirgo. I still haven't watched Captain Marvel. I've never been invested in a character, even though she's yeah. Most people don't care for Captain Marvel, and yeah, like the women you named, those women typically are more liked and like, you know, have been. There we go. Let's keep going down. You want to know, you Friedman said you want to know where a black man is at in, is that, wait, you want to know where a black man is at in the gynocracy? Start talking education. Oh shit. Start talking education apparatus, and black men do not want to go against gynocracy. Vote them out, not an option. True, yeah. True. What are your asses gonna say about your snow? Hey, look, look here, Freeman. Look here, look here, look here. Listen, look here. Look, I cannot guarantee. Okay, with the way these white women are hitting the gym, all right, with the way these women are making asses and thighs with you know with whey protein and deadlifts, I cannot guarantee that a little snow won't fall on the black sand. All right, I can't guarantee that. All right. I'm trying to keep my options open. You know, maybe get a Latina, maybe get another other type of black woman, right? But if this G virus keeps spreading, I don't know. Okay, I mean, we already have that woman king shit. You know, trying to cross the continent. I don't know. Oh, you bitch. Ha, I won.
You wage war like a true titan.
Oh shit, what? Hey, a trap? Uh, what did. Okay, wait, let me catch up. Uh, First name, last name says word up. I'm still with all the black thing on a 40-60 scale. I recognize that I recognize that a lot from across the world will not see it that way. I don't think it's either is wrong. Okay, teachers get good banking in big towns, mainly college cities. Okay, long-term teaching is a lick. True. First name, last name. She took more courses to get herself more qualified to have for more pay. She's getting more money than most of us would think an elementary school teacher would get. True would state. Brings Becky home. She just light skinned mom. She's just light skinned. I mean, if I get one who tans enough, probably I could pull that off. Probably. A little snow. My bad. I read your stay last name, man. I know that's So winter is coming. I mean, look, like these white women. I don't know what it is, but they build an ass. They build an ass. And, you know, like as a West African man, you know, I like a good hourglass. It just is what it is. I enjoy a good hourglass figure. I it's probably genetic at this point, you know. Uh, no, you good? I figured it was a solid color town. Winter is already here. I just want to be there when they introduce his family. Honestly, I mean, like, I probably won't marry a white woman. Like, that's probably not gonna happen. Not because of like that, but likely that's because like as nice as it is to look at white women who look good, uh, it's just, I don't even know actually. I don't know. I don't know. No. I do know. What the thing that bothers me is that like you know what her parents look like wearing our traditional Igbo clothes. That's something that's always bugged me because like a lot of white women's like families, they look dry. They look really like you know haggard. A lot of them be smoking cigarettes and shit. All that type of shit. I couldn't imagine dating a white girl, right, and then having her like beer bellied dad in an African you know an Igbo attire with chuku beads in a family portrait looking nasty. Like they age horribly, you know, and that's something that's always like in the back of my head. It's like okay, if I marry this girl, and you know I bring her home and I have the whole traditional wedding, what will her family look like wearing our clothes? And they almost always look it looks like it is a fit. You know, so oddly enough, when I look at women, I don't even see them. I look at their parents. Like, are your parents decently put together? Probably, you know what I mean? Like, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of these white girls will look amazing, but then their moms and dads look like they're like, you know, dismantled. looks like dismantled toys. Looking like dismantled toys. Looking like dismantled toys. Oh wow, got a hating ass nigga. Oh no, that's not what people. That's what I think. That's what I look at. No, that's what I look at. That's what I look at. Like when I have my family portrait, I want it to look a certain way. Like this is that's completely for me. That's completely for me. I mean, you and I never, Pensive, you and I never spoken outside the internet, so you don't know. Like my friend Asquith knows for a fact that like these the thoughts are completely my own, completely my own. Shit. My dad told me, he's like, look, I know you're supposed to date emo girl, but like if you can't get one, try to get you a Caribbean or a Hispanic girl. That's what my dad told me. So trust me, it's not from people around me. Trust me. Man, the rest one of us. Ooh, let's go, Kaiser.
I envy your strength, Titan. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing.
Oh. What? Are you teabagging me? What? Azula. Yeah. Like my dad was the first person to tell me to. But my dad was the first person to tell me it was okay, or like you know he wouldn't mind if I dated. If you know, it's funny. The one thing my dad said that he would be against is if I dated a fat woman. Every girlfriend I've had, the first thing he's asked me is she fat? so so trust me, it's not from them. If anything, it's my mom who's the more you know race focused. She's like, oh, only bring up Igbo girl, only bring up Igbo girls. You know, it's her. If anyone. This nigga did not just say Mumra. The mighty Mumra. This nigga does not just say Mumra. Oh, I will admit the old school Thundercats when Mom Ra transformed, that man put on the juice. You will now fight against the mighty Mom Ra. This nigga said Mom Ra. Oh my god. Is that last word? Shit. Yeah, my dad was like, my dad, every girlfriend I've had, he's been like, is she fat? Like, that's his first question. Is she fat? Like, is she fat? I was like, no. I was like, okay, good. Tell me about her.
Enemy almost won.
This guy is really bad. Like, he's really annoyed. Let me give you that salt. Ooh. Let me give you that salt. So he's mad that I used the gun the way it was meant to be used? Crazy. I didn't even teabag his ass. I just shot him with the gun. Is that you again, the Zulu? Stupid ass, stupid ass. You're garbage. You suck. You suck. You got suppressed. You suck. I baited you.
You're in second.
You owe me tax, bitch.
You're second. Good. Just as Zavala.
Trash ass nigga.
Let the sting of this defeat feed your fire.
It has to be. It has to be key. I knew he was going to run into the bubble because they always do that shit. Go ahead and run into it. I'll just run out. Wait, Pensive, you told me that you're like aren't you like are you Ghanaian? What was it that you were? You know. Check my vote for what? I can't even see his head. The game hasn't. Lord have. Okay, after really? Oh, I can already hear these fucking hunters playing in the dirt. I can already hear these hunters that play in the dirt and shit. Oh wait, oh, I didn't even realize. Oh boy. Oh, are you talking about that Leroy dude? First name, last name? Yeah, I mean, shit like that. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how people formulate these these like severely anti someone stances on people who, like Ed says, his channel is only 5,000. Yet you would think, yeah, you would think by how people have his by how people have his name in their mouth so much, you would think this nigga is like 100K plus,
Transaction to make, Guardian.
right? I mean, it's the same shit with fucking Andrew Tate. With the way people, like want to demonize this man, you think he's committed war crimes. But that dude Leroy came in there on some bitch shit, and then when Ed called him out here, when Ed called him out, he's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean like that, bro. I just wanted to chop it up with you, man." I was like, "Man, cut that bullshit out." You came in here on some disrespectful shit, and then when Ed didn't back down, or didn't, try and like, acquiesce to your fuckery, all of a sudden it became, oh, I wasn't even trying to do that to you, bro. I wasn't even on that shit, nigga. I wasn't trying to do that, man. Go chill, chill. I wasn't trying to do all that. The southern accent, man. I've been working at my gas station too long, man. Cause that's all I be hearing. Hey yo, can I get a black and mild with the? Can I get a black and mild with plastic tape real quick, bro?
I would love a relationship that makes my life better than it is. I have no interest in just being in a relationship. I can have a real love. Do you know what I mean? Stop. Yeah, but I don't. I just. I'll be like, I take what I like and I leave the rest. I say thank you and move on. Stop. I say thank you, sir. You're so.
But yeah, bro. Like it's a lot, you know. The more and more, and the thing in general is like, the more and more men who become disillusioned with how things are, the worse society is going to get as a whole. Like, that's just the hard, cold facts. The more and more men get disillusioned with society, the worse side society will get. Because the reality of the situation is that women aren't going to step up and replace the missing men. They aren't. They aren't going to step up and they aren't going to step up and do jack shit but just whine. They aren't going to step up. So, it's going to get worse because more and more men are going to either opt out completely or become very self-centered in how we do things. Because I've always said myself is that society functions as well as it does because men are self-sacrificing. The moment men completely start looking out for their best interest is the moment women start to lose. Because once we stop sharing, that's when things go from bad to worse. Trash. Damn, why can I not get a damage perk on this gun? I'll play a few more games and then call it a night. Oh, a morning, honestly. My chest pieces are full. Let me take that out of the vault before it gets put up there. Peace. Peace, Tyrant. Peace. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. I'm thinking of maybe Tekken, but I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Because I've been practicing my back one the character. If you know, you know. Play one more control game.
Control.
Where's the map?
Show your enemy this place belongs
What's
to
the
you.
map? Oh,
Take the
okay.
zone.
It's not too bad.
You captured Zone A. Enemy claims captured. You have advantage.
Good night, Friedman. Oh, well, good morning, actually.
Zone B lost. Enemy has advantage. You captured Zone C. You have zone advantage. That shut them down. 2 for 1. Zone B captured. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold them. Zone B lost. Power play. Keep the pressure on. Zone C lost. Fight on. You captured Zone C. You have zone advantage.
Shit, missed the shot.
advantage is yours. 3 minutes. Hold strong, and this battle is yours. Keep it up, and victory is yours.
Oh my goodness. This dude and this.
Victory is all I ask. Good.
Alright, guys, it was a nice one.
You could give the red
Don't
jackets
forget
a
to
lesson
like,
in
comment,
temperature
subscribe,
control.
and peace.